Good evening. Thank you for bearing with us. We had some technical difficulties, so to speak. Can I get a motion to come out of the executive session? Thank you, Mr. Bolus. Can I get a second? Thank you, Ms. Healy. Questions, comments, or concerns? All in favor? Motion carries. Yes. Would you please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance?
We are now going to conduct a public hearing on the 2023-24 adopted budget. I therefore declare this hearing open at
7:47. If there are no objections from my fellow board members, I would offer the floor to Dr. Assay, who will deliver a brief presentation on the budget that will go before the voters for approval or disapproval on May 16th.
Robert, am I good to go? Am I good? Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Tonight, at this current time, will be the last 2023-2024 proposed budget presentation. Before we dive too deep into this presentation, I just want to provide the community and the Board of Education a highlight in regarding to fiscal policies and priorities of lawmakers in Albany in regarding to the 2023-2024 fiscal year enacted state budget. These highlights affect school district directly. As promised, the state have put a budget in place to fully fund foundation aid and also expense base aids. If you don't know what expense base aid is, it's pretty much expenses related to transportation, BOSI services, and other related expenses. And also, it's critical that the school district and the Board of Education, the public, recognize that this will be the last year that we might not see a significant increase in foundation aid. So it's going to be critical that we are conservative as we move forward. So at this current time, the state have informed us that we should expect a minimum of 3% increase in foundation aid from year to year. The state also wants to fully fund or subsidize expenses for meals for schools that are participating or qualify for the CEP program. And all our school at this current time does qualify to participate in this CEP program. The state also increased funding, about $150 million, for new pre-K funding. Also, the $20 million expansion grants that are available for our PTEX program, and we will aggressively compete to obtain PTEC funding as we move forward. Also, for retirees who are working in public entities, and so the school districts and other municipalities, the state provided a blank waiver for everyone for another year. What did not go through in the state budget, high impact tutoring set aside funding, is mostly for school district that doesn't provide tutoring outside the classroom, but here that's not something that's going to affect us, but we do so. Also, what did not go in the state enacted budget was an extension for school districts to continue providing the state school building level budget reporting. We're still required to provide a federal school-based level budget report, but not the federal. Last time we met and the board adopted the 2023-24 budget, we didn't have the final state aid numbers from the state, but this time we do, and tonight we're going to talk a little bit more about it. Right now, we are projecting an additional $7 million in state aid for next school year. The Board of Education back in January adopted some budget goals. The budget goals are a framework, is how we develop the budget. The first thing we had to consider is to adopt a budget that stays within the tax cap limit, and we have done so. We also had to look at all the programs, activities, and resources, and also obtain committee input. And I'm glad to inform the Board of Education, the public, we have not only maintained our current program and resources, we also have enhanced in various areas our programs. We also designed a budget that recognized the reality, the fiscal reality of the community. That's why it was so critical that we maintain a budget that stay within the tax cap limit. We also look at various opportunities to implement efficiencies throughout the district. This is not something we only do during budget development. We also do it all year round in various departments and areas in the district. So what exactly is in this budget? Tax levy increase of 1%, and what does that mean? So when you look at your actual tax rate, depending on your assessed value of your property, and also obviously the town that you live in, equalization rate, and other exemptions in the town, your assessment, you can see an increase between, these are our estimate, between 12 cents and a little bit over $1 based on the tax rate. The budget also fund current programs and services, which also include evening school and a stipend for adult education administration and oversight. The budget also fund security measures throughout the district to increase safety and also protect properties and our computer network system. This budget also estimates a significant increase in funding for special education, instructional support, and also for our English language learner programs and services. This budget also increased, I'm going to talk a little bit more about on the following slides, curriculum and instruction for education programs and activities, and also our enhancement and resources from various services from BOCES and contractors for enhancing an IT infrastructure and also purchasing devices, to enhance security and also provide resources for our students. I will talk more about the projects during our next presentation. The budget also increased funding for athletics, fine art, and music program. And the district is required by law to provide services, pay tuition to the charter school. And of course, we have to account for a significant increase in inflation. Last year when we developed the budget, inflation was about 4%. Now we're looking at over a little bit over 8% in inflation. New courses, we have 7 new courses. Either we started to implement or we will implement next school year, from science, mathematics, English, fine arts, and E&L. The evening programs have several core courses that are required for students to obtain a Regent diploma in New York State in relating to English, science, and other required courses. We also will provide services to the student, just like day school, relating to nursing, counseling, and security, and also supplies and material. Now, the district currently have put out a survey for courses, recommended courses for adult and community education program that we would like to implement in the future. There are various courses that we're looking at related to health, computers, cooking, fine arts, and of course, we want to partner with different organizations and individuals to support our new English language learners. And this program will be self-sustaining in regarding to the fees we collect for these courses, besides a stipend for individual staff. We will talk more about the actual detail of the project later on, but this slide just present require funding to transfer to other funds related to special education costs of $350,000, and also capital equipment and improvement in the district, a little bit over $1 million. Again, we'll talk more about the capital projects and equipment during our next presentation. But this slide just presented a little bit more information regarding how much this project will cost, a little bit over $1 million. This slide present the overall expenditure summary of the proposed budget relating to general support, instruction, transportation, community service, employee benefit, debt, and fund transfer. When you account for all the proposed budget costs, we are looking at a total of $191,999,210. When you compare from year to year changes, when you look at the proposed budget and adopt the budget, you're looking at 13.11% increase. Now, the district is required to present a 3-part budget. The 3 components: administration, program, capital. Again, it's the same breakdown as our proposed expenditure summary budget. The dollar amount, again, for the proposed budget, you're looking at $191,999,210. Again, when you look from year to year, increase the budget, you're looking at 13.11%. This slide actually represent the actual revenues the Board of Education adopted during our last meeting, because this is information that we had at that time from the state. The major changes in this slide compared to last time, of course, state aid, you're reserving appropriate fund balance. So when you look at all the revenue sources, which are the major ones are property taxes, state aid, any reserve and fund balance, and all the other revenues that we receive in the district. The budget balance, as required by law, our total revenue is it's proposed to be $191,999,210. Again, when you look at your year-to-year budget changes, we're looking at 13.11% increase. UPK funding, it is reported as part of your state aid, but it's not technically part of your general fund state aid because you have to transfer that money directly into your special aid fund. Now, the good news, since the state released state aid latest figures, we have accounted the changes here of $7.1 million increase in state aid. The overall budget total figures have not changed, but this additional funding does give the district the opportunity to really kind of reset certain things that we talked about for our long-term financial planning, how we're going to maintain financial stability in the district, and how we move forward regarding to state aid increase from year to year and our tax levy. Now, this slide just gives us a revised figures regarding to how we want to allocate reserves and also appropriate fund balance next year. Because property taxes and everything else we had to submit to the state prior to the enacted state budget, not much have changed regarding to the reserve that we are budgeting to use. Our appropriate fund balance, of course, has changed significantly from $8 million to $1.1 million. So when you account for total reserve, appropriate fund balance, we're looking at $7,328,931. Now, this slide gives us a more historical perspective of the actual tax levy of the last 7 years the district have proposed and also collected. When you look at our projected tax levy for school year 23-24, we are increasing it by 1%, and also when you look at the prior 3 years, actually the district have not increased tax levy. And this current school year, we actually decreased the tax levy. So as we move forward, just because increase in inflation, we also have a legal situation with the LIPA payment we have not received, about $6 million, and other factors. We made a conscious effort and also decision to slightly increase the tax levy by 1%. This slide gives us more of a historical perspective, a little bit more detail of the tax cap and the tax levy for the past 11 years. The district, when you count last 11 years, on average, the district have increased tax levy by 1.70%. What does that mean to you as a taxpayer? That means the district could have levy $9.3 million and still stay within the tax cap the last several years, but it just chose not to do so. So based on data that we have and information that have been provided to us by the town of Riverhead, we are located in 3 different towns, but we only want to focus on the town of Riverhead. And we look at the assessed value of various properties based on $500,000 and also $800,000 homes, your tax bill overall increase could be more or less, just depend on various factors related to your assessment, equalization rate, and exemption, and other factors. It could have increased by $61 and some change, or $92, 96 cents and some change, but these are all just estimates. So technically it'd be about 1% increase. What we also did, we compare our adopted budget and also our tax levy to several school districts on Long Island, just to get a better sense where we fall in this pack. It's a little bit all over the place this school year, how school district budget increase or decrease. Again, our budget, we look from year to year, proposed budget is about 13.11% increase. The tax levy is also a little bit all over the place too. But for our school district, when you look at us in the pack, we have one of the lowest increase in tax levy, about 1%. Now, you also will see a proposition when you vote of the total budget amount of $191,999,210 for the school year proposed budget 2023-2024. Now, if you have any questions or you just want to do your own research, please go on our website to get budget information and also voting information. You may vote at your various local schools and on May 16, 2023, from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. Any questions?
Okay, thank you, Dr. Asay. Are there any members of the Board of Education who have any questions or wish to make any comments? Nope. No, seeing there's none. My colleagues in the Board of Education would like to invite anyone in the public up to the podium to express any comments or concerns about this budget.
So the contractual raises for all employees are included in the budget.
And what, say for instance, was the raise proposed for the superintendent of our school?
If you could state your name and where you're from.
My name is Clifford Koziak. I'm with the Transportation Department of Riverhead School District. So I'm asking the question, what was the proposed raise for our school superintendent?
So, sir, if items have been put in that are proposed, it does not mean that the Board of Education has voted on those particular increases. That is a conversation that I do need to have with the Board of Education. But I do want to share out as well that I did meet with the union leadership, and I said I would welcome to, there was a conversation we had about two possible solutions regarding the bus drivers, and I shared either please come to me so that we could take a look at either reopening the contract, or let's begin negotiations for our team members on the CSEA. So that's something that we are going to begin to do this summer so that we could talk about increases for the members of the CSEA.
That's good to hear. So there is room for movement in that area. Well, just so that I can be clear, there was an increase proposed for our superintendent, correct?
So with any position that is not union related, there were proposals that have been put in. It does not necessarily mean that those proposals will be accepted by the Board of Education. So I have to sit down with the Board of Education and have a conversation with them regarding any of the confidential employees.
My last comment is, we have a number of people here who want the question answered. Why wasn't an increase proposed for its drivers? The people that get the students to the schools so that everybody else can perform their function. Can anybody give an answer on why that wasn't proposed?
So, sir, because the district is a public entity and not a private entity, I cannot arbitrarily give increases to staff members who are in a bargaining unit.
You can propose that.
But sir, there is a agreed upon contract that was approved by the unit and the Board of Education.
When contracts are amended during the course of contracts, we've heard of that before in all our lifetimes. And under extenuating circumstances, it would certainly demonstrate that in good faith to encourage the workers of the school district in transportation, that a proposed raise increase should be included in this budget somehow.
The only request that I received from the unit president was to discuss the possibilities and options of providing more for the members of the CSEA. I had said, if you would like to reopen the contract, I need for you to come to me and say that's something that you would like to do, and then we would enter negotiations, and I would present it to the Board of Education for approval. And I had also said that I do see the hard work that our bus drivers put in, and if you would like to prefer the other option beginning the negotiations for the next contract, please let me know right away and we will begin the contract negotiations. So the way it was left regarding the decision made by the unit president was to start the negotiations this summer, and that's something that we are prepared to do, and that is something that we have been welcoming.
Having the negotiations start this summer wouldn't put money in our hands in a year from now. So we're looking to have that change. After hearing that there were proposed raises for the superintendent of $30,000 and $15,000, the workers justly want to know why and would like to see something delivered in their hands sooner.
I would welcome for your unit president to come sit down and speak with me about other possible options that we could explore. But because I have to abide by the agreed upon contract, that's where I'm at right now. I welcome the opportunity to be able to have conversations where we could make a proposal to the Board of Education, and that is something that would be accepted by the Board of Education as well as the unit.
There will be a follow-up to this, and we look forward to having that discussion. Also, we're also very clear on that contract to be amended. And so that's what we look forward to hearing. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Would anybody else like to speak on the proposed budget? Mhm. Okay. Lisa, do we have any comments that were sent in? Thank you. And before I close, okay. Well, does anyone else on the Board of Education have any comments or concerns, or no? Okay. I'm going to turn the floor over to Dr. Oh, wait, sorry, I apologize.
Good evening. How's everyone? I'm on the behalf of the Transportation Department as well. I know we always holler the drivers, but you have monitors as well. And all of us with teamwork, we work together to try to make things fall into place. Monitors is who help the drivers to be able to drive. We're in all this together. It's not no one side to anything. And we're all quite dissatisfied with our wages that we make now. There's other school districts and that are making more than what we make. We're not even where we need to even be with the cost of living. We're below cost of living. Many of us are working 2 jobs to try to survive and make it. And I think it's sad that nobody even consider us as the essential workers. We're mentors to the kids. We take a lot of abuse from parents and kids. We do a whole lot of different things. So I believe that we should have been considered even in the essential workers and got something for the COVID as far as that, because we were there for the kids during that time as well. We saw to it delivering food for everybody and doing different jobs here and there, cleaning the buses, up, down, top to the bottom, whatever. There's things that nobody even considered us or thought about that we deserved anything extra to survive off of. And right now, like I said, we're under the cost of living where we need to survive. So I pray that somehow or another that we'll be considered without even have to worry about the contract. We should have been thought about during the course when all this money was coming in, as far as the essential worker pay and as far as money that was to help us to survive and get by. So hopefully some consideration will come before we even think about so much about the contract. Let's think about us as individuals and workers too. If we made some of the paychecks, I'm quite sure some of the other people who got around here, we wouldn't even have to worry about anything. But we're struggling and striving and continuously working, and the majority of us, like I said before, are working 2 jobs. And it's hard to maintain. Riverhead is not the cheapest place to live. It's hard. It's a struggle just being here. And all these drivers and monitors, God bless each and every last one of them, because they work hard to come here to try to keep everything going, to keep that transportation department running. The reason people don't stay here is because we're not even on the pay list like other bus drivers and monitors. We're way below, and we should be higher than where we at, and we should be appreciated more than what we are. And it's very disgraceful the way we're looked down upon, and we put all the work. We bring everything. We bring it all. We give our all in all. Like I said, we get spit on, we get cussed out, we get told off by parents. We receive it in every kind of way. But we still striving, we still trying to make it and make it work. We are the ones that make the transportation department work. The school, we are the district, because if it wasn't no drivers and no monitors, you wouldn't have anything. How would the kids get to school? Who would be the ones? The parents, they already send the kids, when they be bad, to the 3 to 5, and we got to take them there and pick them up. And they cutting up on the bus or whatever. When they sick and throwing up, we got to clean that up. So we're the nurses and aides to that. So it's time for something to pick up. Time for to look at us and see us. We're somebody too. We would like to have a decent paycheck. My paycheck, oh my God, it makes me cry when I see it. I be like, ooh, who I'm gonna pay this week? No, every 2 weeks. Let me get that right. Who I'm gonna pay this week? Well, that should be maybe the first paycheck, the first week, and then it should combine to be a check, a real check. I can't even pay the rent man off of that one check. I got to get 2 checks in order to pay the rent man. So we shouldn't have to live like that either. We want to, feel appreciated, and when you say, oh yeah, thank you, you did a great job, that ain't putting nothing in our pockets. That's not paying no bills. The bills are still rolling. All the increases don't went up, but our paychecks ain't never went.
All the other districts have higher pay.
And 2%. 2%? Oh my God, that's an insult. If it said 5%, maybe we might could feel a little something. 2%? It ain't even on the market. It's a shame, it's sad. But like I said, hey, think about us. We need to be in the payroll too somewhere here. And like I said, we're the ones that look after those kids, and there's many people right today want to leave this district. When drivers and monitors start leaving, who's coming? Because nobody want to come. Nobody want to come to this district right here because we're not giving anything. Yes. We're not even meeting the standards of where we should be. Right. You got that right. I agree. That's right. That's right.
All right.
Bedtime's right now. We should be home.
My name is Sheila Cumberbatch. Sheila Cumberbatch, Cumberbatch. Yes, yes, But, that's the way we're feeling, and, like I said, we, huh?
So, ma'am,
We can't wait no whole year or another time to get there. We need to be there now.
In all honesty, when you reopen a contract or you negotiate, that starts as soon as it goes out to the membership and is ratified. There is no waiting another year. There is no waiting another 2 years. It's what you negotiated and back and forth. It starts whatever that date is and it's ratified. I'm sorry? But so, okay, so I'll speak on the healthcare worker bonus. A lot of people don't, it was pretty cut and dry, but that did not qualify for that, did not meet the standards. The state, it's not us.
When anything ever happens, we're the first one to get cut.
At the same time,
Never.
good evening, my name is Richard Lindor. I understand where you're coming from, that the state has strict guidelines, but at the same time, we're transporting children for you guys to teach. If it's not us bringing the kids to school, there wouldn't be a board, there wouldn't be Riverhead High School, there wouldn't be anything. We're the ones that have to bring the kids to the school. I feel like we are considered essential workers. And at the same time, everybody keeps on mentioning cost of living is going up, inflation is going up. I live in Quorum. I travel 20 miles to and from every single day to come and provide a livelihood for my family. I have 2 kids, and what I bring home, I'm forced to work 2, 3 jobs, and I'm barely home to see my kids because I have to work in order to provide for them. I can't afford to live in Quorum only on one salary. I'm grateful that I have a job here. I'm grateful for the benefits that I receive. Thank you. Thank you to New York State. But at the same time, we're nowhere near comparable to other companies. We have other companies that poach us as drivers all the time. Hey, come work for us. You know you're not making the money at Riverhead. Come work for us where you can make the money. But we're dedicated to the children of Riverhead School District. We are dedicated workers that no matter what, we show up day in, day out with a smile on our face to the kids because we're the first ones that they see in the morning and the last ones that they see in the afternoon representing Riverhead School District. Not only are we drivers, we are counselors, we are friends,
Yes,
we're punching bags,
yes,
we're spit trays,
yes.
we're the butt of bad jokes. We get disrespected all the time. There are parents that, why is my child home 20 minutes late? If they really knew what was going on, myself, I have my own route, but yet, if you listen to the radio, you hear, Rich 183, can you cover this route? Or Christina 203, can you cover this route? We're covering a whole bunch of different routes. Sometimes we're doubling, tripling up just to get the kids either to school or home. But we'd still do it with smiles on our faces, but yet, at the same time, no matter how we're treated, we still give them the respect that they deserve. And we're asking just for that same consideration and respect. And if you're saying that you're open to contract negotiations, I think in front of everybody we can say we would like to negotiate. Can we start first thing tomorrow morning? What is the process to get it started?
So the process to start is having your union rep reach out to the superintendent, negotiating team. No, come on, this is the way it has to be done. Respectfully, you're right. You guys are asking me and you want to heckle in the back.
Yeah.
We're open to this.
Okay. Yeah, no, we came here, we're peaceful, we're here respectfully, we want guidance, we want it directly from the source. So if you're saying our union representative has to reach out to you guys, and they are here tonight, we're making it publicly known that we can
either reopen the contract or we could start new contract negotiations. And like I said before, how that works is once they're ratified, and you guys know this, there's a date that the contract starts.
Okay.
And then there's other factors, and I won't get into what me.
We totally understand, and we're making it public that we would like to start now. And that's without losing anything now. We're still, I guarantee you, all of us that are here now, we will be here bright and early tomorrow morning, getting ready to start the buses up and get the kids to school.
And sir, I do want to let you know, I did share this with the president of your unit.
Okay.
And I've been saying, and, you know, we sat down and we had a conversation, and I said, I would love to start this conversation. I agree with all of you. I understand that what you go through, and it's difficult. But because this is a public entity and it's not a private company, there are things that I cannot do until I have the consent of your unit president to either reopen the contract or to begin the negotiations. And that is something that we were looking forward to do.
If I can speak on behalf of all the drivers that are here, we totally respect that, Dr. Tornatori, and we will be reaching out to our unit president in order to get the negotiation started. And on another note too, I would love for you guys to actually just come and ride the bus one day. Or just come spend a day with a couple of us just to see what we go through on a daily basis. We're not making this up.
And be there at
You know,
5:30 in the morning.
literally, we deal with crazy amount of traffic. We have to keep, my bus, I drive a big bus. So sometimes I have anywhere from 50 to 70 kids on my bus. And I don't have a monitor, and I have to keep all these kids safe while dealing with angry parents, while dealing with craziness on the road, and I still do it with a smile on our faces. So if you're saying that the unit president has to reach out to you, then you know what, we're making it known that we would like it open, and we will be bothering her until she comes and talks to you.
And the other item that I did want to share out as well is every time I've come to transportation, I know how hard you all work. I know what you go through. And I've been the person who said to everybody that when a child is misbehaving on the bus, they need to face consequences for their actions.
And they don't. If I may say, without getting into any specifics, last year there was a few routes that people have turned down because the kids were rowdy. Now, I'm a little bit tougher. You know, we have a few drivers that are old school tough and that can handle it, so we got the job done. But at the same time, there are some kids that get away with highway robbery, and we still give them the respect that they deserve. We beg for the respect, we beg for the support from not only the board, but from administration to even our own transportation administration. And they give it to us as much as we can. But yes, there's more that needs to be done in regards to kids and their behavior and things like that. I feel like sometimes it's not even, there are times that when my kids say, hey dad, how was work? I feel like telling them, yeah, today I was an Uber driver. Because it's like, you know, oh, this kid, we have to go pick them up because they missed the bus, or, you know, whatever. And again, no matter what is requested of us, we get the job done. We get the job done, and we're dedicated. You know, some of us come to work, we are running on crisis at home. Me personally, I've come to work on days that I should not have been here, but I had to provide for my family. I deal with a whole bunch of stuff at home, but yet I'm still dedicated enough to come here and come to work and give it 110%. So at the same time, it's like, you know what, more support for us, and we just want to see it. We really don't see it. I understand that you're saying that you've proposed about kids getting consequences and things like that, but we have not seen it. I've seen kids get away with
Murder.
I don't want to say that, but I've seen kids get away with a lot of stuff, and nothing is done.
And 3 to 5 is a pat on the back. They love that. That's all, oh, we can sleep all day and then go to 3 to 5 and we're good. No, the real consequences, maybe the parents need to intervene more and bring their kids to school if it gotta be like that at the end of the suspension. Maybe a lot of things need to change.
And sometimes it's not even the kids, it's the parents too.
Yes, that as well.
We ask for
Yes.
support from the parents.
Yes.
If we say, good afternoon, ma'am, little Johnny was not listening on the bus today, can you just reiterate the rules? Some parents look at us like we have 5 heads and we're supposed to stop the bus and give them undivided attention and everything, but we're doing everything that we possibly can. We are spread so thin that there's nothing more that we can do.
Yeah, Rich, you cover me and I'm covering somebody else.
Yeah.
We're juggling.
Good evening. My name is Michelle Deming. I'm a school bus driver here, and I also am a trainer. We train new people to come on. They're not contracted to stay with us. They get their license and they leave. Last year, the subs come on and the district gives them a $5 increase because they felt as if they were important and essential, so they started the wages from the 20, whatever it was, 20 to now 25 as subs. So they're coming in right away just to get their license, free training to get their license, and then they're leaving because, you know, they can go make more money elsewhere. But the fact of the matter is we're putting in the time and efforts and frustrations to train these individuals. Us trainers don't get a stipend. That was excluded in the last contract. The other, you know, it was a smack in the face, punch in the gut for all the other employees that were working and did not get an increase, but yet just to try to get them through the door to use us and abuse us and then leave, it's kind of, you know, it's heartbreaking that the district wouldn't consider those employees that actually been here 1 year, 5 years, 10 years, 15, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years that have still been in the district and doing their job, you know, cheerfully, but now that cheerfulness is dying away. And, you know, there's a few of us that we're trying to build us back up, but when the cost of living has increased, but our salaries haven't, and you're saying, well, we're stuck in a contract, when that contract can be open, negotiated, amended, whatever. What is in the power of the district and the Board of Education is to actually maybe do something that's above the contract. Maybe let's just propose a stipend for all transportation employees to hold them over until the next contract negotiations open up, because that's in your power. I am a taxpayer. I own a home, and I pay towards the Riverhead Central School District taxes, and there's other people that I can say that do the same. And there's no reason why, you know, if government is giving 76,000 in state aid, that, or million, excuse me, 76, sorry, 7.1 million in state aid, that we couldn't propose maybe a bonus or stipend towards the transportation department for each employee, at least to hold them over until we can open up the contract and start new negotiations, just to show your appreciation in what they say, good faith towards the employees, because we're here. You know, the ones that are not out on family medical leave or sick leave, you know, the ones that don't just come in and use the transportation for their licensing factors and then leave. We're the ones that are actually the backbones of the community, bringing the children in. Yes. You know, like Rich said, with a smile. You know, it's like it really would show some appreciation if the district and the school board would just take what's in the power of that you have and show your employees some love. That's what, at the end of the day, that's all we're looking for, is some love and appreciation. And because of the cost of living, I mean, $5 for a dozen eggs, that's ridiculous. Nobody saw this coming, or maybe some did, but we didn't see that it was coming to the point where we wouldn't be able to afford to cook breakfast for our children, you know?
Pick and choose.
It's just, it's in your control and in your power to help out the transportation department, which is the heart of the school district.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All good. Thank you.
Whenever there are cuts, we get cut first.
And the monitors are so below the pay wage, it's pathetic. Monitors monitors making $24 an hour, and we are at 15 and a little change, and that's over the course of me being here, let's say 6 years, and then a new monitor come in making the same thing that I'm making. That's a little weird, even though I still haven't grasped the move up to anywhere. You would think that because we do put our hard-earned work in to work with these children, that we would be considered, worth.
And monitors are just as essential to getting the kids to school safe and sound.
Thank you.
Because if it's not for a monitor, I'm telling you, I beg to have a monitor sometimes, because driving the bus, I can't focus on the road to drive the bus safely and deal with the kids' behaviors and things like that. I have to call pulling over for student management constantly just to get the bus under control, to maneuver it safely. You know, so at the end of the day, we're here unified, driver, monitor, whatever it is, office personnel, everybody. It's like, you know, there are times that we hear, oh, we'd like to shout out the teachers for an awesome job. What about us?
We might get a shout saying, awesome job,
Yeah.
but we don't have nothing to show for it.
So there's a few things that I needed to share out. Everything must be negotiated, and I've been welcoming the conversation to begin the negotiation process. That's number one. Number two, with our Blue Waves awards, we do have awards for members of each bargaining unit, and we do celebrate all of our employees. I have been welcoming the conversation. The Board of Education cannot vote on something unless it is negotiated on between the unit president and the team and the district office and the team. And that's something that I've been open to. So I understand where you're all coming from, but the board cannot arbitrarily make increases without there being a negotiation process, because this is a public entity. That's
I
part of
may.
the Taylor law.
Outside of the contract.
Dr. T, if I just may, we've been clear about the process, so I think that we know the next step is for your union president to contact Dr. T. Okay, so let's just assume that that's what's going to happen.
Yes.
Okay? That's the next step. What I want to say is, hearing you guys, seeing you all and hearing what you have to say, I think we need to revisit some things, so let's just let the process go as it will, and we'll get back to you, and you'll communicate with your union rep, but your stories are very touching. We know who you are, we know the importance of what you do, and we really do appreciate everything that you bring to the district, and I appreciate your honesty and your personal stories and struggles. So we're going to talk as a board. Your union rep will communicate with us, and she will get back to you about the next steps, okay? So thank you guys for coming. We really appreciate it.
On behalf of the transportation staff that is here, we would like to say thank you for just listening to us
We appreciate
and being straight with us, and just giving us the time to express our concerns and our wishes, because we don't want to leave the district. We just want to continue making it a better place and continue staying here and doing our jobs effectively.
Thank you. We heard you. Thank you. You've been heard. Thank you very much.
Thank you, and God bless everybody.
Can I just ask you something? Have you ever updated the code of conduct? Because the last one I saw had nothing about transportation, not even the mention of the word. And I had asked you at that one meeting I had gone to a couple months back, and no one ever got back to anybody or anything about that, because these kids get in trouble, we write them up, and then nothing happens.
So the code of conduct is reviewed yearly and updated, and certainly I would welcome to have the conversation with your unit president about additional items that we could put in the code of conduct. So I welcome that, and there is a committee that does.
Can I get a
meet
copy so I can see it? So,
It's on the website,
it's on the website, okay, so I gotta look it up.
Policy 5300.
All right, okay.
Hello, Sonia Johnson, CSEA President. Everybody hold up,
Guys, come on back.
hold up. I understand your concerns. I feel what you feel. Yes, Dr. Tornatore and I sat down. The options were, yes, to open a contract. But you guys got to know, when you open up the contract, it's not just for you. It's for every department in our unit. And not just that, all of the things in the lines in between those pages, all of that is open up for us to give and take. It's not just going to happen automatically. So that's why we discussed that it's a good idea to do contract negotiations. We're starting sooner than later. Yes, our contract doesn't end till June 2024. We're trying to do it now. We're trying to get you guys and everybody something sooner than later. The sooner we ratify it, the better off we'll all be. I understand your frustrations. I know you see what's going on. Everybody sees what's going on. Transpar, they did their research. They know what's going on. We're doing our best. But at the same time, it doesn't happen overnight. I love the fact that you guys came in together in solidarity. Love it, love it, love it. I will still have this conversation with the district and move on. But I just want to let you know, we're together. Nobody's against you. We're not against you. We're your union. We're together. I understand. But I'm just saying, with those two options, that's what's going to happen. If we open it up right now, just like that, everything in that contract is open for give and take. I'm just saying, I just had to make that clear to everybody. Since you're all here, you know, we got you here. I was at your building yesterday. We started contract negotiation surveys. A lot of you weren't there. We needed you guys there, like you're here tonight. I was on a trip. I understand, but I was there. We brought out our local president to speak to you as well. We were there. We were ready to get this going. We need all of your surveys to say what you want, and we need them soon so we can get this going. I'm ready. I'm excited about negotiations. I'm ready.
Let's get it poppin'.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sonia. Thank you, everyone. Is there any other comments from the public or from Board of Education for the budget, proposed budget hearing?
Has to be about the budget, right?
Yes. About the budget, yes.
So after reviewing the proposed repairs and projects, we are moving the following projects to the capital component of the proposed budget. At Aquabog Elementary School, the library ADA access ramp flat work. At Riley Avenue Elementary School, renovate and convert the women's faculty bathroom to ADA compliance, remove and replace 17 classroom doors. At Riverhead High School, auditorium sound system replacement, faculty bathroom door replacement, auxiliary gymnasium indoor batting cage replacement. At Riverhead Middle School, second floor bathroom partition replacements. At Pulaski Street Elementary School, renovate 2 storage rooms into 2 office spaces and add the HVAC. Repair and refinish the ladies' gymnasium bathroom. At Roanoke Avenue Elementary School, remove and replace 23 classroom frames and doors. The resolution on the agenda reflects these changes. So there is the funding source change, but not the change in the total amount of the budget.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Tornatore. Seeing that there's no one else for comments on the proposed budget. As a reminder to the public, please remember to vote on May 16th. Polls are open from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. at 4 voting locations. You would vote at the elementary school where a child living in your house would have gone to school. Seeing that no one else wished to participate, I hereby declare this hearing closed at 8:44. Thank you. Now, moving on to the repair reserve public hearing. We are now going to hold a hearing on the proposed use of $1,046,500 from the repair reserve, which was established by the voters in May 2017. Under the provision of Section 6D of the General Municipal Law of the State of New York, a public hearing is required in most circumstances prior to use of repair reserve funds. I therefore declare this hearing open at 8:45. If there are no objections from my fellow board members, I would offer the floor to Dr. Asay, who will deliver a brief presentation on the proposed repairs that the administration wishes to see accomplished. Dr. Asay, thank you.
Good evening again. Thank you. Tonight, I just want to present to you the repair reserve presentation and some quick information about the various projects and equipment replacements we are hoping to do next school year. Just a little background information about the capital reserve, repair reserve. Again, it was established May 2017. The district can fund up to $7.5 million in this reserve. The reserve is part of the general fund in the fund balance section of the general fund. Each school year, the board, by budgetary amendments or year-end fund balance resolution may fund this reserve. Now, as of June 30th, 2022, the reserve had $2,084,629 remaining in this reserve. This reserve is designed to be used for natural depreciation of equipment and capital assets the district currently have in place. What is the process to use this reserve? First, the district had identified various projects, and we will provide more detail about these projects in a few minutes. The Board of Education tonight is meeting its legal obligation to hold public hearing regarding to withdraw funds from this reserve and other resources. The Board of Education also have to vote to use this reserve. Now, I will turn over the presentation to our Director of Facilities to give you more detail about the actual projects.
Thank you, Dr. Say. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, Board of Education, fellow administrators and colleagues. I've been working on this for about the last 4 or 5 months, and I believe I've put together a very varied and widespread repair reserve that covers all 7 locations, including athletics. And let's start at the high school. We're looking to do auditorium sound system replacement as proposed by the music department. As you can see, it's going to be a comprehensive overhaul of current outdated equipment, 25 years old, including wireless microphones, as you can see, Bluetooth functionality, speaker amplifiers with all new wiring and cabling. An additional benefit to replacing the sound system in here is we would take the existing system and repurpose it over at Pulaski where there is no system existing, so almost a 2-for-1 benefit to doing this particular project. Okay, continuing on with the high school, there is a rear courtyard where we're proposing a block wall cap replacement. Located in the back of the high school, as you can see, a lot of the caps are in disrepair. The students can easily lift them right up. They could walk on them, possibly get hurt. The caps are going to need to be completely replaced around the main gardens, excuse me. And even though you see that number of 12,000, I'm hoping to use in-house labor to reduce that number even further. Continuing with the high school, faculty bathroom door replacements, as you can see, they're in disrepair. There's 4 of them, 2 on the first floor, 2 on the second floor. Basically, we want to replace them. with fire-rated oak veneer doors to replace the existing ones on the first and second. They're vandalized beyond repair. There's nothing that we can do in-house to replace them. In the auxiliary gymnasium, as you can see, the indoor batting cage has not functioned properly in quite some time. In order to raise this thing off the floor, it takes 2 people manually pulling a rope to lift 200 to 300 pounds worth of netting up, so that's a dangerous situation right there to the staff. Children try and scale this, so there's a accident quotient you have to take into consideration here. And we've also, due to the climbing, have had anchors come out of the wall. So it's a very unsafe condition. It doesn't look good. We really need to address this situation. The main gymnasium electric winch control and safety straps for basketball backboards. So as you can see there on the right, this system has probably been here for 20 to 30 years. It requires a drill that's basically a 90-degree angle. It's about 20 pounds, and it has to be held over your head to put on the stem to make the baskets go up. It's unsafe, it's very cumbersome and time-consuming. We want to convert this over to the key-operated winch system, save our athletics department and our phys ed department a lot of time, take out the injury risk. Excuse me. What else? Oh, also the safety straps. When I came here, I didn't realize a lot of these basketball backboards are not equipped with the safety straps in case the baskets fall down, so this was very important for me to include in my proposals. Even though it's technically an athletics thing, it's, I consider it a health and safety issue. Okay, now we're going to go to the middle school. Partition replacements on the second floor bathrooms. Basically, these partitions have probably been in there since the school opened, painted over very many times. When we put the new partitions in, we're going to make one ADA compliant, so that will be a 2-for-1. It'll be improving the aesthetics and also the functionality of the bathrooms. The asphalt repair outside the gym locker rooms, as you can see, very unsafe, especially when poor weather. It becomes difficult to traverse. It's broken and missing all over and poses tripping hazards and also causes floods, so we want to level that out and make all the repairs necessary there. Okay, let's move to Pulaski Intermediate School. We want to renovate 2 storage rooms and turn them into 2 office spaces. Currently, they're basically just used as storage. They're not serving any function or purpose at the moment. We've already identified areas that we can move the equipment that's in there and basically make 2 office spaces for support staff to use with our students. We would bring HVAC in to air condition and heat both of these areas, and eliminate the side door that connects the 2 offices, so we have 2 new teaching spaces included on the left side. The half wall would be brought all the way up, so basically enclose both rooms. Okay, the North Ladies Gymnasium bathroom renovations. These pictures speak for themselves. The wall behind the partitions has deteriorated to the point that we had to close this down at the beginning of the year. We basically want to redo these similar to the repair reserve that we had last year, where we did all the bathrooms in the various locations. We want to do it to these bathrooms as well. We'll replace all the lighting fixtures, wall tile, toilets, sinks, hand dryer partitions, everything, and at the same time make it ADA compliant. The gymnasium floor at Pulaski is original to the building. You can see the old logo. You can see the layers and layers of poly that are on this floor. It is sorely in need of refurbishment. We want to strip this down to the bottom, build it back up, put new lines for all the different sports, paint the logo in the middle, just basically brighten this area up that has not had attention paid to it in quite some time. In addition to the gym, we'd like to also redo the gym wall padding. Recently, the wall padding was taken down to do some repairs, and it was put back up, and as you can see, it just looks terrible, and I want this, this particular area, I really want to refurbish the whole thing, not just one part. And I want to make it look nice, and like I said, Pulaski is kind of, I want to make it nice, that's all I'm going to say. Okay, on to the elementary schools, Phillips Avenue. We want to resurface 4 of the 5 existing playground areas with pour-and-play surfacing. We have the pour-and-play surfacing at a number of our elementary schools. In this particular place, we've had an invasive weed on the physical education that renders it pretty much unusable during the spring and summer months. It's very costly as far as labor, having our custodians and our buildings and ground staff to come out and try and break this up and get it out of there to make it safe for the kids to use. Past attempts to eradicate this weed has been unsuccessful. We've actually completely replaced the fire bar, only for these weeds to come back the very next year. This was basically the only request from the Phillips Avenue principal, and he felt very strongly, let's get this done and give our kids a place to play outside during recess. On to Roanoke. We want to remove and replace 23 classroom existing wood door frames and doors. This is a health and safety issue that I've been talking about in our committee meetings. Basically, the transom needs to be removed and closed, and the doors need to be fire rated. We need to eliminate the glass doors that are too wide. It speaks for itself. These are all original to the building. The doors are thin and easily compromised through both the glass and the bottom panel. So this definitely needs to get taken care of. The library floor tile replacement. You can't really see in these pictures, but the subfloor is uneven and rough. My proposal is to bring in luxury vinyl tile, which is much easier to care for, looks much nicer, takes the abuse a little bit better. For those of you familiar with Roanoke, there is a carpeted area that wouldn't be touched. We would just be replacing the VCT with LVT. The concrete fascia repair to the kitchen outdoor ramp. As you can see by the pictures, it's pretty weathered and broken away. It's not a very expensive fix, and it'll definitely clean the outside facade of the building. And if there's any structural issues, that will be tended to too. As far as the railings close to the edges, I'm not concerned that it's an unsafe condition, but it definitely is something that needs to be addressed. Okay, on to Aquabog. This was a big one. This was one of my big 3 in the beginning when the Board of Education asked me what I wanted to get done. We want to construct a new ADA ramp for the North Library entrance. We have a chairlift in the library to allow the kids from the main level down into the library. If, God forbid, there was a fire, in order for them to exit, they would have to go back up that chairlift and exit all the way on the other side of the building. Right now, we have a temporary metal ramp for egress for our handicapped. We propose to basically make a ADA compliant ramp on the outside, modify the existing planters and the stairs. In addition, the main office casework replacement. Basically what you're seeing is about 6 or 7 file cabinets with a piece of Formica on the top that is not secured down, can basically be pushed and moved. So we're looking to do oak veneer plywood and plastic laminate tops with a 3mm edge to encase the main office filing cabinets. Basically just dress it up, make it look nice, and make it a little safer for the office people that are working there. All right, kindergarten playground area. This is the asphalt. Mr. Miltenberg and Mr. Larson were very adamant about wanting to get this cleaned up. The PTO had approached us, Aquabog, about putting basketball hoops up for the younger children, and they'd also like to see the playground asphalt smooth, so this way there's no tripping hazards, flooding hazards, and the like. On to Riley. We want to convert the women's faculty bathroom into a non-gender faculty ADA compliant bathroom. We would remove the 3/8 privacy wall, basically open it up, replace the toilets, the fixtures, the works. Again, similar to last year's repair reserve in all of the bathrooms, we'd like to do the same thing here. And the Riley 17 classroom doors that Dr. Tornatore alluded to, it's the same situation that we have in Roanoke. The doors have the large windows that can be compromised in an emergency. They have the louvers on the bottom, so we want to obviously replace these with fire-rated doors and bring them into compliance. So the writing is very small, but it's basically broken down by school, and as Dr. Say said, it's going to cost just a little bit over $1 million. Does anybody have any questions at all about the projects that I'm proposing? Okay, thank you very much.
All right. Thank you. With it, any questions from the Board of Ed? All right, before I close the hearing, I'm saying, are there any comments or questions from members of the public? Seeing there's none, turn it over to Dr. Tornatore.
Thank you, Mr. Connolly. I want to thank Mr. Galina for the work that he has done for the students in the district and being an advocate so that the physical plans can continuously be updated for our students. I want to thank you. Although a total of $1,046,500 was proposed to be expended from the Repair Reserve Fund, some of the proposed projects are moving to the capital component of the proposed budget. There is no change to the proposed projects or overall anticipated costs presented to the voters, but the resolution reflects that some will be funded by the Repair Reserve Fund and others included as part of the capital component of the proposed budget. The Repair Reserve expended portion reflected in the resolution is now $321,000.
Thank you, Dr. Tornatore. So, no comments? None? Seeing there's none? There is an item on our agenda later this evening to authorize the expenditures we have seen explained during the public hearing. Thank you all who participated this evening. Seeing there's no additional people wishing to speak, I now therefore to close this public hearing closed at 9:02. So moving on to opportunity D, opportunity for candidates. So our candidates will speak in the order as their names will appear on the ballot for the May 16, 2023 school budget vote and election of board members. They are the following: number 1, Eve Kaplan-Walbrecht; number 2, Virginia Healy; number 3, Erica Murphy; number 4, Cynthia Redmond; number 5, Kimberly Wilder; number 6, David Doherty; and number 7, James S. Scudder. Each candidate is limited to 3 minutes to speak in support of his or her candidacy. Would Eve, is he present?
Okay, just start. Okay. Hi, my name is Eve Kaplan-Walbrecht. Many of you are meeting me for the first time. I'm a fresh face with fresh ideas based on common sense and my love for the Riverhead community. For the past 20 years, my husband and I and our 2 kids have been running Garden of Eve Organic Farm on Sound Avenue in Riverhead. If you know any farmers in Riverhead, who used to make up the majority of our population, but not so much anymore, you know that we specialize in finding solutions to thorny problems, fixing things that are broken, and making do with very little money, skills that I bring to my service on the Riverhead School Board. My kids' teachers have been the best thing about Riverhead schools. Riverhead's teachers put in long hours to go above and beyond to meet the needs of students and make sure they succeed. Riverhead schools have so much potential, and yet I do believe we can do better. One summer day a few years ago, I showed up at the PPS office to hand in required paperwork. A staff person was in the office and they saw me, but they wouldn't open the door. They said they were closed. It was about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I asked her, please, just take the papers, I'd come to drop off, but she refused, sending me away. This left me having to do the same errand again another day, piled on top of all my other work and errands. If we treated our customers like this with our business, we would be bankrupt very quickly. The reality is that taxpayers and parents are the real employers of Riverhead school administration. And is that how they should be treated? We're the customers. Riverhead needs to develop a customer service culture instead of treating parents like a burden or an afterthought. If elected to the school board, I'll work to implement realistic ways the Riverhead schools can do better to listen to both students and parents and involve us on our terms, meet us where we are, and make things easier. También hablo español. I speak Spanish. Through my contact with the agricultural and tradesperson communities, I've known many Spanish-speaking recent immigrant families. I'm familiar with many of the cultural, logistical, and educational families that are a reality of the students at Riverhead schools today. No tengo problemas para conversar personalmente sobre temas escolares con los padres de los estudiantes. I can be an asset to realistically find ways to address issues facing students from these communities, who now make up the majority of our student population. I've had 2 decades of experience in financial management, budgeting, human resources, conflict resolution, and many more things. Growing tomatoes. I also have experience teaching professionally. I'm a team player and a consensus
I'm sorry,
builder.
Ms. Walbrecht, if you could wrap it up.
I am wrapping it up.
I know, well, 3 minutes are up, I'm sorry.
Okay, we've been here for 2 hours. Looking for
Okay,
solutions that
so-
work here at low cost in our Riverhead community. I hope you'll give me your vote
Excuse me, I'm
on May
sorry.
16th.
Okay,
Thank
so
you.
next, thanks. Virginia?
Okay. Good evening. I'm Virginia Healy, and I'm seeking re-election for a second term on the Board of Education, line 2 on the ballot. I've been a resident of the district for 24 years. My husband Kenneth and I have 8 children. The youngest 2 are currently attending the high school. I am thankful for the immense support the Riverhead community and its educators have given my children. I believe in this district, and with the right supports and plans in place, we can build upon the work we're doing. Prior to serving on the board, I was active in our special ed PTA for over a decade. My background was in financial planning, and my educational advocacy work relied on the principles of good planning to ensure the best outcome for each child. What I worked to receive for my children, I wanted for all children. In the past, the lack of continuity in plans and programs has been problematic for our district. When I began my first term, we were in the midst of a pandemic and dealing with a contingent budget. I was committed to being fiscally responsible in order to regain voter confidence, improve educational outcomes for all our Blue Wave students, and work on innovative solutions to meet our space issues. I still feel strongly about these issues, and now we have plans in place to address them. The most important work I will do with the second term is to support these plans and the programs put in place and give them a chance to be successful. And I will work to put forth budgets that will have the community's support so we can maintain these plans. Last year, we approved the 5-year strategic plan, created with input by our many stakeholders. It is important to include all voices: educators, parents, students, and community members. I invite you to check our website and read through our plans. We've done a lot of great work this year. Our Thrive in 5 plan includes the dual language program, and it expands and strengthens the full continuum of services for the students with disabilities and the ENL students. The plan aligns our curriculum K through 12, addresses school culture, social and emotional support, and family engagement. In addition, the plan addresses our facilities to improve them in order to support student learning and to add more space. We funded a technology security capital project, fencing, and more guards to increase security measures. I'm committed to a safe and secure environment for our students and staff. I'd like to continue serving the children of Riverhead. I bring dedication, strong planning, research, and organizational skills. I do the necessary reading, and I come prepared for meetings. So vote Healy number 2. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Ms. Murphy?
Good evening. I'm Erica Murphy, and I want to thank the Riverhead Board of Education, administration, staff, parents, students, and residents for giving me the opportunity to introduce myself and it is a true honor to stand up here and be considered a candidate for the Riverhead Central School District Board of Education. A little bit about myself. My husband and I have lived in the district for the last 14 years in a home in Manorville on the western edge of the district. We have two beautiful children, Brendan and Charlotte, who attend Riley Avenue School. I also am an alumni of Riverhead, growing up in Baiting Hollow, where my parents and two sisters still reside. My life to this point has been about service to my country and my community. I'm from a family of service, both my parents serving active duty Air Force, my father giving his life when I was 7 in a rescue mission on October 1991 known as the Perfect Storm. When I was in my senior year at Riverhead, I had been accepted early decision to Hofstra University and decided that was not enough. I went down to the unit, the 106 Rescue Wing in West Hampton, and decided to enlist prior to graduation. I simultaneously attended and served my country. I accepted a full-time position at the base and finished my bachelor's degree at St. Joseph's College, now university. I served 20 years in the Air Force, retiring as a senior master sergeant EA. I served tour in both Afghanistan and Iraq. I worked in human resources and aviation resource management, giving me many skills that I feel will be beneficial to the board. I worked to complete my MBA in accounting and transitioned before my retirement to a drill status guardsman, working in a small accounting firm as a senior staff accountant. My family is very active in the Riverhead community. We love attending all the events. I acted as a treasurer for the Parents Association. I chose to run for the school board as I felt a higher calling to serve this community. Our children are the heart and future of our community, and they want to make sure our school is a place to flourish. I feel that my background with interpreting and developing policy, along with my skills as accounting and tax, I would be an asset to the board. If I am elected, I will act as a voice for the students, parents, and educators, staff, and residents of the district, working tirelessly with the other members of the board to make our school the best that I can. I hope, given the opportunity of the board, I can use my skills to ensure budgets are being presented are fiscally responsible and make sense to voters. I can guarantee my dedication to our community, and I will come to each meeting with an open mind and prepared to address the needs of the district. I intend to make decisions that will continue to move the district forward, innovate, and ultimately provide an opportunity for our students. I look forward to if elected to a position in the Board of Ed, that I make my vote count, provide support, and foster a thriving environment. Thank you very much for your time.
Okay, Ms. Redmond.
Good evening. I would like to thank the Board of Education for the opportunity to speak here tonight. My name is Cynthia Redmond, and I've lived in Aquabog for nearly 20 years with my husband Peter and our two sons, who have attended Riverhead Central School District since UPK and are currently at the high school. I started my career as a caseworker in the foster care system. From there, I became a program coordinator at Big Brothers Big Sisters of Long Island, overseeing the East End office and developing numerous community-based and school-based mentoring programs, one that used to exist at Phillips Avenue. I have volunteered as vice president of the Aquabog PTO. I've worked with the Pulaski PTO, and I currently serve as the president of the Riverhead Boys Lacrosse Booster Club. Go Blue Waves. For the past 9 years, I have worked at Riverhead CAP as a community prevention specialist, overseeing the CAP program at Pulaski Intermediate School, creating the Riverhead Youth Coalition, and working on numerous environmental strategies that prevent and reduce youth substance use in our community. I've always enjoyed working behind the scenes to improve the experience of students in our district through volunteering and in my professional capacity. That said, I believe I could have a greater impact on the education, wellness, and success of our students by putting myself in a position to affect greater change. I have had the privilege of working with so many students here, and I am, as ever, in awe of their intelligence, talents, and resilience. We have a collective obligation to ensure the power and promise of public education. I am running for the Board of Education to work with others and find a successful path forward for every student in our district. If elected, my priorities would be to work with the superintendent and the rest of the board to ensure continuity and quality of educational programs and services in a fiscally responsible manner. We have so many great things happening here in Riverhead, and the worst thing you can do is to create these terrific programs and then not have the funding and have to pull those programs. I'm interested in developing sustainability plans, finding alternative revenue sources, and continuing all the success we've seen in the past few years. I think public perception of our district is not always representative of our students, our faculty, or our community. Our greatest achievements are often unrecognized while our challenges are magnified. The school is the hub of the community, and I would seek ways to improve community relations and have residents invest in the success of our schools. I'm pleased that the district has upgraded security measures and has a working relationship with Riverhead Police Department, and I look forward to involving students as stakeholders in school safety measures. For over 25 years, I've worked in the nonprofit sector with a focus on improving the lives of children and families. When you work for nonprofits, you're used to tight budgets, being creative in your solutions, and developing community partnerships. As a board member, I would seek to do all of those things. So I also believe I bring an optimistic attitude. I look forward to working with other people, and I do have effective communication skills. So on May 16th, I humbly ask for your vote, line 4. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Ms. Wilder?
My name is Kimberly Wilder. I'm a candidate for school board. I hope you might give me your vote. I take very seriously the responsibility of board members and elected people to listen and serve the community. So before I talk about myself and my goals, I wanted to share 2 items brought to me by district residents. A mom in the district says that she very much appreciates that school lunch is free and available, though she would like it if it were a little more healthy and delicious. She referenced videos she had seen about wonderful lunches served to students in other countries with very food-focused cultures. I am not sure we can do 4-course meals like in France, though I do believe that excellent nutrition is an excellent foundation for learning. I met a mom from Phillips Avenue. When I asked if she had any ideas for making school better, she explained to me that she had recently been upset about the school district phone call warning parents about the situation in Calverton Hills and about the buses being diverted. She said she and her friends were so worried about their children, but they live pretty far away from where it happened in Calverton Hills. I know a lot of parents have expressed concerns about communication issues during some recent incidents at school. I know how important communication is for an organization and a community. With my skills and experience in communication, I think I could help us find great solutions for parent contact and parent outreach. Again, my name is Kimberly Wilder. I'm a mom of a 5-year-old. I live over on Osborne Avenue. I'm an early childhood educator. In the fall, I had started a project called Riverhead Area School Info, RASI, to get parents together and see how we could share information about school district programs like the Good Free UPK, and also to make our schools better. I hope you will vote for me for school board. I am on the ballot on line 5A. I am running as an independent candidate and as someone who has worked in other workplaces, organizations, and committees to make positive change. In researching issues that past candidates and board members have brought up, I see concerns over and over again with the executive committee meetings. I would love to find a place at the table to observe those meetings and see if I could identify issues that board members could bring back to the public meeting so more people could share information and input before decisions were made. I believe that years ago, at least one board member resigned in frustration over the executive committee meetings being secretive and unfair, and a local newspaper reporter cited this lack of open meetings problem in 2011, and the same newspaper reporter cited it in 2014 with great frustration, and it is still a problem now. It is not just one board or one set of people, it is a systemic problem, and I am great at fixing systemic problems. So on May 16th, I hope you will take the time to vote on our annual school budget and also to vote on who you would want to add to the leadership team at our district. And I hope that you will give me your confidence and your vote. I know I can get things done. I know I can make some things better for students, families, and the community. Vote Wilder, children matter most. Thanks.
Thank you. Mr. Doherty?
I feel so bad, Mr. Doherty. I have taken the microphone the wrong way.
That's okay.
I don't know if we have technical assistance.
Good evening. My name is David Dougherty, and I've just celebrated 20 years of marriage to my wife, Shannon, and we currently have 2 Riverhead High School students. My oldest, David, is a senior, graduating in June, and has decided to attend Virginia Tech and major in aerospace engineering. My youngest, Sean, is a current 9th grader and involved in ROTC and on the tennis team. I'm also a member of the Flanders Fire Department, and my family has been part of this community my entire life. My parents were 1968 graduates of Riverhead. My mother, Linda Peelis, grew up in Baiting Hollow as her family were potato farmers, and my father, David Dougherty, grew up in Riverhead as his family owned beverage distributors, with the first one being Cycle Beer and Soda, located on the downtown Riverhead traffic circle. Riverhead School is where my parents met, fell in love, and started their family, and now I'm proud to say that my kids get to see where it all began for their grandparents and even their great-grandparents. I believe that a school board member must be responsive and receptive to parents, staff, students, community at large, encouraging an open dialogue. The board must take input from all groups and weigh on all facts before making decisions. The trustees must be accessible and willing to communicate with all members of the community. Everyone has the right to be heard. A school board trustee must build public trust, support, and participation. When I'm elected to the board, I want to help every student of the district. No student is more important than another. We are a diverse district that we need to celebrate that diversity. We need to serve all the academic needs of every student in the district. All stakeholders, the parents, teachers, and the administration, as well as the students, must be partners in a student's path for us to be successful. I will also work with other members of the board and the superintendent to be fiscally responsible and work for a vision where all students' needs are met. I strongly believe that we have tremendous teachers and staff working with our children. Teaching happens in the classroom, and the board's efforts must focus on enhancing those efforts. If we all work together, we can build a district where all students, parents, teachers, staff feel they are welcome and belong, and most importantly, safe. I ask for your support on May 16th to help make a difference. Thank you. Vote line 6.
Thank you. Mr. Scudder?
Good evening. My name is James Scudder. I live in Aquabog, where I've been a resident since 2005. I have 3 children currently enrolled in Riverhead schools, 1 in middle school, 2 at Aquabog Elementary School. I am a teacher at the Bayport Blue Point School District, and I have over 20 years of teaching experience, first in grades 9 through 12, currently grades pre-K through 5. I'm running for the Board of Education because I strongly believe that the K through 12 years of a child's life have a profound effect on the rest of their life. I believe that the best schools are the ones that foster close bonds between parents, teachers, staff, student, and administrators. Only then can we give our children what they need to be successful. But I believe we lost some of that when the district went on austerity budget coupled with the pandemic. Our students lost so much: loss of learning, social experiences, social development, sports, music, clubs, etc. We became divided. Many parents lost trust in the school. Our teachers and staff mentally and physically exhausted. Our administration was not as transparent enough as it should be to the community. I would hear things from various community members such as, well, if you want your kids to play in sports, then you pay for it, not me. I believe that's not who we are. I believe we're better than that. I believe that together as a community, we can best serve our students and schools, not divided. Now we have a new administration. We finally have a commitment from New York State to fully fund Foundation 8. But new faces and more money is not enough. We need to build that trust that we once had. If we do that, I believe that we can meet the needs of our students and our children. It's important that we not only make sure that our students are proficient in math, reading, writing, science, and social studies, but they also need opportunities in things such as sports, music, visual arts, clubs. These things are very important to a student's development, and they are vital to kids to promote teamwork, responsibility, foster friendships, and give kids a feeling of belonging and pride and connection to their school. It is important for kids to have all these opportunities while the school is transparent to the community and fiscally responsible. I believe that my many years of experience at many different grade levels will give me the insight on what students need to be successful. I promise that if elected, I will listen to all members and stakeholders of our schools. We may not always agree, but I will listen and not demean anyone's opinion. I will always give my honest and forthright answer. So lastly, I please ask for your support on May 16th. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you to all the candidates. So I'd like to make a motion before we go public comment for consent agenda. Like a motion to approve consent agenda, Okay, this is a motion to amend the agenda, including item E, professional personnel as amended in executive session. Can I get a motion? Thank you, Ms. Hosky. Can I get a second? Thank you, Ms. Healy. Questions, comments, or concerns? All in favor? So carries. So now we'll move on to public comments on agenda items only.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Liz Marchioni. I'm here on behalf of M1 Security Solutions and its owner and founder, Robert Massey. We're here in regards to agenda numbers or letters, items M and L, concerning the district-wide security upgrades. Give you a minute to turn to your page. M1 is the lowest responsible bidder for this project. However, the proposal tonight is to reject all the bids that were let and piggyback onto an existing OSG contract. And we're here to advise, or rather recommend, that the board deny both proposals. Public competitive bidding was created to do just that, to create a fair playing field and obtain the best pricing for the public fisc. We are all here tonight to listen to how dire the budgetary concerns are of the community and what a hard and difficult job you guys have every day in terms of allocating those funds appropriately. The best pricing for the public fisc is the #1 priority under public bidding process. There is a competitive bidding. It was created to ensure that there are safeguards and procedures that are in place to protect the public from impropriety in contracting process and ensure the public monies are well spent. Of course, there are exceptions to any rule and in which require certain criteria be met, most notably that the contracts still inure the benefit financially to the public owner, in this case, the school district. The board's proposing to do away with its public and competitive bidding process here in this instance because it is purportedly identified a state contract that is currently held by another contractor, CCSI, for similar services on which it proposes to piggyback on. But missing from consideration this evening is the required analysis and consideration of whether the CCSI contract will result in actual cost savings to the school district and whether the other requirements for this exception are met under the law. M1's publicly competitive bid was received and evaluated by the school district and is significantly lower than the proposal presented to you tonight, and the recommendation by the board's architects and engineers does not put into evaluation how the alleged cost savings is determined or evaluated, and that is something that is required to be audited, or rather permitted to be audited by the public if this resolution is adopted. And that's something that we feel that the board should consider if it hasn't, and should be transparent with in providing the public the information as to why the award would be to a contractor who is 1/3 higher and $500,000 higher than the competitive bidding process results. So we ask that the board reject both proposals, or at least table them until such time as that information can become available and considered, and that it verified that it is in compliance with the existing law and the cost savings are real and true to the district. Thank you. Any
much.
questions?
So anyone else on consent agenda items? Moving on to the superintendent's report. Dr. Sartori?
Thank you, Mr. Connolly. I'd like to begin by recognizing that it is Haitian Heritage Month, Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month, Jewish American Heritage Month, and Military Appreciation Month. I do want to share out that I had the opportunity to attend the National Honor Society induction ceremony, as well as the National Junior Honor Society induction ceremonies. I'm extremely proud of our students who have earned this recognition because they've worked very, very hard, and so we are very proud of their accomplishment. I also had the opportunity last night of attending the Riverhead Middle School 8th grade orchestra, concert choir, and 8th grade band. I have to tell you that it was a huge difference as to opposed to what I heard last year. The students last night sounded like they were 12th graders, and the reason is that because we've been able to go back to the 9-period day at the middle school, instead of the students practicing every other day, they practiced every day, and we really saw a significant difference, and I'm very proud of the work that they did last night. I also want to share out that our district has been recognized by the National Association of Music Merchants as one of its best communities for music education. Districts are awarded with this honor based on student demographics, music education participation rates, availability of electives, teacher qualification, facilities, and budget. A thorough application process occurs along with very vigorous vetting. So we're very proud of our music department and our students for all the work that they have done. At the high school, one of our students, Tawani Hines, who's a senior, has been selected by the Scholarship Committee of Long Island Association of Special Education Administrators to receive the Andrew J. Luft Memorial Award. Our student was selected from several nominations to receive the award. Students in one of our health classes attended a live performance of Every Brilliant Thing, demonstrating how family members are affected differently by mental illness. Students from our physics and engineering classes visited the Cradle of Aviation with the goal of curriculum enhancement, opening up discussions about science career exploration, and exploring the history of science on Long Island. Our Riverhead High School Next Stock Group, one of our virtual enterprise firms, just competed in 2 regional and national competitions and trade shows in New York City. The team's accomplishments include Circle of Excellence, bronze medal through 3 quarters in a row, presented to venture capitalist. MK Industries and received $1.4 million in funding with a negotiation buyout of 7 times earnings after 5 years, and received the top 20 in the National VE Competition for Human Resources. The high school guidance team completed the classroom college planning presentations to all 10th and 11th grade students in their English classes. Mr. Gassar presented the district-sponsored method learning ACT-SAT online prep program to all 11th grade students. Students were registered and were trained on the program, which will be available to them until they graduate high school. And I just want to share a few other items. At Aquabog, students participated in the Read Aloud Challenge and won the opportunity to be principals for the day. Our 3rd and 4th graders had an author visit from Amy McCoy, author of Little Big Sister, to explore her book, which students have read as a class, and through the writing process to learn about autism awareness and celebrating differences. Our 2nd graders had a special visit from Chance the therapy dog, who visited with her owner, Christine, who read to students from Chance's new book, Chance the therapy dog goes to work, to learn more about animals, how they can assist those with special needs. Our 1st graders traveled to the Brookhaven National Laboratory on a field trip to learn more about the exciting world of science. And Aquabog celebrated Staff Appreciation Week with special activities and a luncheon for all staff. At Roanoke, they hosted the annual Screen Free Week. Last week, 2 family nights were held to help families stay screen-free during the week. On Tuesday, they had a milk and cookies night. Families came to curl up with a good book and listen to read-alouds from several teachers while families were served milk and cookies. On Wednesday, they held the family fun night. Families came to play on the playground and engage in other activities such as planting flowers to bring home for Mother's Day, and both events were extremely well attended. At the middle school, the NJROTC from the high school had an interest assembly with our 8th grade students, and current members displayed some drills and showed off their ability to fly drones. On Wednesday, May 3rd, the Riverhead Middle School World Language Department recognized some of our amazing students for their work in Spanish, French, and Latin. Over 80+ students were recognized for being part of the Middle School World Language Honor Roll, and congratulations to all our students, and a special thank you to Ms. Rutolo for coordinating the event. And our middle school inducted over 60 7th grade members into the National Junior Honor Society. It was really, truly a pleasure to be a part of that as well. At Rowley, in the school, they've been partnering with Slow Grow for our student leadership team, and they were meeting with them to plant gardens in the courtyard. We are looking forward to the Kindness Rock Garden, which is sponsored by the Riverhead ABTF. And as we say, it's springtime in farm country, that Rowley also wants to recognize Rocky the Bear. I certainly had the pleasure of having him at the district office, and it was really a pleasure to meet with him. Moving on to 2 other items, we have the Blue Waves Recognition and Appreciation Ceremony, and I will turn that over to Dr. Kerner and Mr. Kowski.
Okay, good evening, everyone. Members of the Board of Education, colleagues, and community members. This is our final Blue Waves Recognition and Appreciation ceremony for the year. In June, we plan to come together to celebrate our retirees and our newly tenured professional personnel. So we look forward to that next month. Okay, so to start tonight, we'd like to begin by congratulating Janine Campbell as our Blue Waves Award recipient for May from our Administrators Union. So if Janine would step over and join us. Okay, Janine stepped into the role of Director of STEM this year. Her enthusiasm and positive attitude are contagious. I can't see without this, though. Sorry. Janine has been in education for 18 years. She was the assistant principal at Riverhead Middle School for 2 years prior to becoming the K-12 STEM director for the district. She feels that she is fortunate to have the opportunity to work with our teachers and students daily in providing new and exciting STEM opportunities that tap into students' passions and interests. It brings her great joy to be able to give students the opportunities that truly interest them and will propel them to success. She is grateful for this wonderful recognition, and we're grateful to you, Janine, so congratulations. So we're going to ask you to stand over there, and then we'll take a picture. Okay. Next up, we have Maria Garcia Velasquez. Is she still here? There you are. Thank you for your patience. Maria goes above and beyond for everyone. She is always willing to help and always puts the students first. She is kind and gracious. Maria is a hard-working mom of 3 who never stops. She's always positive every single day. Ms. Garcia Velasquez received a Master's of Social Work at Stony Brook University School of Social Welfare and has earned her social work certification and is a certified trauma professional. Mrs. Garcia Velasquez has worked at Family Service League, Options for Community Living, LIAAC, and has also served as a board member for Mercy Center Ministries. Congratulations, Maria. I'm very proud of you. Can you stand over by Janine and we'll take a photo together? Okay, so exciting. Okay. Okay, last one for me, Virginia Troyan. Oh, rats. Okay, well, let me share a little bit about Virginia anyway. Virginia is a teaching assistant at our middle school. Virginia is a huge help and wonderful to have in the classroom daily. She cares so much for the kids and their well-being. She's awesome.
Virginia returned to work 5 years ago as a full-time teaching assistant in the Riverhead School District. She was born and raised in Riverhead and attended the Riverhead School District, as did her 4 grown children. She attended the University of Rochester, obtained her master's degree in education, and worked as a full-time social studies teacher during the 90s. She currently works in the special education department at the middle school alongside 4 different teachers in 3 subject areas. She loves Riverhead and all the district has to offer. She enjoys helping students build confidence and the ability to achieve success, both academically and socially. And I'm sorry she had to leave, but we are very proud of Virginia and we congratulate her.
Good evening, everyone. The next person we'd like to recognize is Robert Hines, our Director of Technology. Robert is very supportive of all staff in the district. He always works with a smile regardless of what's going on and is never condescending. He makes sure those around him feel that they are supported and matter by taking time beyond the workday and work week to ensure everyone's needs are attended to in a timely manner. Robert Hines is a homegrown Long Islander, a first-generation American with a Jamaican mother and a father hailing from North Carolina. He began his technology career studying management information systems at NYIT while working with a technology company facilitating the meaningful use of technology in schools. His fiancée encouraged him to follow his calling to lead the technology department in Riverhead when she was working in maternity at Peconic Bay Hospital. As the leader of the school district's technology department, Robert oversees the implementation and maintenance of various technological systems and resources used by students and faculty alike. During his 18-plus years as a Blue Wave, Robert married his fiancée, and they have 2 beautiful boys, 10 and 13 years old. Congratulations, Robert. Okay, our next recipient is Myrta Caravana. I do not believe she's here. She's an office assistant at Aquabog Elementary School. Myrta's colleagues said that she always goes above and beyond to help all the staff at Aquabog. Myrta was born in Argentina. She came into the United States in October 1977. She's been married to her husband Anthony for over 30 years. She is a proud mother of 2 wonderful adult children, super proud first Nana for her grandson Anthony Joseph. She has always enjoyed working with children in a school setting. She is committed to helping our Riverhead E&L students and families navigate grade school life as best as she can. She thoroughly enjoys working with such a dedicated faculty and administration at Aquabog. Right, and then okay, and then our final recipient, who I do not believe is here, Sandra Campbell. Okay, Sandra's a special education aide also at Aquabog Elementary. Sandra has been an aide for 7 years. In this time, Sandra has brought a sense of calmness, love, and laughter to everyone she comes in contact with. Sandra is the light of the classroom. She is constantly brainstorming with her coworkers and reflecting on how to meet the students' needs. She is the most patient and kind-hearted person. She is proud and her colleagues are proud and grateful to work with her, but also call her their friend. Sandra shares responsibilities with several students on a rotating basis. Is because of this, she has gotten to know her colleague very well, professionally and personally. Sandra is a dedicated professional and a great team player. They collaborate and share ideas. Oh, I didn't see. Here's Sandra. I'm sorry. I thought it was Lori came back up. I'm sorry. Congratulations. I didn't see you back there. Okay. Okay. Yeah, anyway, your colleague. Okay. Your colleague said you are supportive and always there to assist when needed. She is intuitive to the needs of her students and always has their best interest in place to help them reach their full potential. Sandra is a warm, compassionate, and loving person to both her students and coworkers. She is thoughtful and one who will spend time after work thinking of ways to support her students and help them meet their goals. Sandra lifts others up in the classroom with her generosity of spirit and experience, and they're lucky to have her in their classroom and in their lives. Sandra is from the beautiful island of Jamaica, where she started her career in childcare after high school. In 1991, she migrated to Florida, then moved to New York in 2008. All at which time she continued serving children. With over 40 years of service, Sandra believes a child's future lies within the work we do today. She is passionate about service to her community and is presently a member of a local feeding ministry. She has an optimistic outlook and a strong belief that we are our brother's keeper. Congratulations, Sandra. I'm sorry I didn't see you back there. Thank you so much. Congratulations. Thank you very much.
I would also be remiss if I didn't thank Ms. Campbell because she was able to set up the ribbon cutting ceremony for the observatory, since it is now working in, so I do want to recognize her and thank her for that. Our next item
Thank you everyone for your patience. I know it's been a long night. So we're gonna get to Mrs. Casamassa in 1 second, but we're gonna vote on consent agenda right now. Second. Can I get a motion to accept consent agenda? Thank you, Ms. Ahowski. Can I get a second? Thank you, Ms. Healy. Questions, comments, or concerns? All in favor? Motion carries. Thank you. Dr. T.
Thank you, Dr. Casamassa. I'd love for you to share some exciting information and news regarding world languages.
Okay, I know you've all been anxiously awaiting for this presentation all night. I've been anxiously waiting to do it. Good evening, members of the Board of Education, Dr. Tornatore, Dr. Kerna, Dr. Assay, and Dr. Galati. Thank you for the opportunity to speak about world languages in the Riverhead Central School Department, in the Riverhead Central School District. In the World Language Department, we are supporting students in developing the ability to communicate effectively, think critically, and participate actively and responsibly in a multilingual global society. A lot of things have changed since I took world languages, but right now the standards and the curriculum focus more on interpretive, interpersonal, and presentational communication. And this change really reflects the ways in which language is used naturally. The focus is more on developing the interaction of diverse cultures, whereby learners use language to explore cultural contact. We still teach them grammar, but the focus is really more on being able to use language to communicate. In Riverhead, we have world language programs at both the middle school and the high school. And in the middle school, we begin the introductory courses in French, Spanish, and Latin. And the language courses emphasize skills in speaking, listening, reading, and writing. For our students who speak Spanish at home, we offer Spanish language arts classes that focus on developing literacy in Spanish for the advanced language learners. Students take the FLAX, which is Foreign Language Association of, sorry, I'm like so tired, I can't keep forgetting to advance. Students take the FLAX, Foreign Language Association of Chairpersons and Supervisors exams, which is Checkpoint A, in French and Spanish, to demonstrate their achievement in these languages. Students take the CAWNY, Classical Association of Western New York exam, which is also a Checkpoint A exam in Latin, to demonstrate their proficiency in that language. And after 2 years of language study in the middle school, and upon passing the Checkpoint A exams, students receive 1 credit towards graduation. And we do recognize the importance of connecting culture to language learning, so some of our middle school students took a field trip to the Puerto Rico Latin Bistro in Center Reach, which is an authentic Spanish restaurant. They had the opportunity to practice their speaking skills and to be exposed to authentic Spanish cuisine. Some of our students also took a trip to Quebec, and during the middle school Quebec trip, they visited the Sugar Shack, they learned how maple syrup is made, they visited the Canadian Museum of History, Saint Anne de Beaupré, which I don't speak French, which is the oldest pilgrimage site in North America. At the high school, they continued their studies in French, Latin, and Spanish. Once again, we offer the Spanish language arts classes. Students take the Checkpoint B exams, the FLAX exams in French and Spanish, and the Checkpoint B exam in Latin to demonstrate their proficiency in those languages. Once again, the language study cultivates the 4 practices of communication, which is speaking, listening, reading, and writing. 1 unit of credit is awarded for the successful completion of each level of study up to and including level 3. And following the 3rd year of study, students can pursue advanced coursework through the ACE program, which is the Stony Brook Advanced College Education Program, or Advanced Placement Credit. Some of our high school students our high school students have the opportunity to acquire a new language, but they also have opportunities to impact the literacy learning of our elementary students, and they did this when they read the fables that they wrote and illustrated to the students in the bilingual and ENL classes at Phillips. The French class, each year, there's a traditional French Yule log cake, which is called the Bûche de Noël. So each year, the French department has a bûche off, which is a decorating contest that the students compete in before they head off for their holiday break. The next 2 slides include data on the world language assessments. Our students in Spanish took the Spanish Language and Culture AP exam, and the Riverhead students surpassed the mean score of the New York State students with a score of 4.20, and 100% of our students scored 3, 4, or 5 in this exam. The FLAX and COWI exams, I have the data from the June 2022 exam. 80% of our students passed the French Checkpoint A exam. 94% of our students passed the French Checkpoint B exam. 77% of our students passed the Spanish Checkpoint A exam, and 92% of our students passed the Spanish Checkpoint B exam. 89% of our students passed the COWI, I can never say this, the Latin Checkpoint B exam. Once again, we are also excited that this is our 2nd year of implementing the New York State Seal of Biliteracy. It's an award that is formally recognizes students who have attained a high level of proficiency in 2 or more world languages, one of which must be English by high school graduation. This year, we will have 19 students who will receive the Seal of Biliteracy. Our world language students at the high school also have the opportunity to be inducted into the Riverhead High School National World Language Honor Society. This society recognizes excellence in language studies, supports and encourages language studies, stimulates interest in and enthusiasm for language studies, and promotes and perpetuates international friendships. In April of 2023, we had 69 students inducted into the World Language Honor Society. Those students have maintained a 90% or above average for 3 consecutive years in a language and have an 85% cumulative language or above for the current school year. And this is just a picture of some of our students and Madame Westfall, their French teacher, after the induction ceremony. this year at the Riverhead Middle School, we implemented the World Language Honor Roll to recognize 8th grade students who have achieved excellence in language studies. And in May 2023, we had 94 middle school students who were recognized for their achievement in language studies. And this is just a photo of the World Language Honor Roll ceremony. So I want to thank you for the opportunity to share this information and for supporting our students in their journey to language learning. Any questions? Okay, thank you. Oops.
I just want to say thank you for the presentation. It was nice seeing all the pictures of all the students. It was great.
Best, right?
Thank you. Yep.
So moving on to new business, can I get a motion to amend the agenda to add the following resolutions on the new business? Item T, to elect Colin Palmer as Vice President of the Board of Education for the remainder of the 2022-23 school year. And item U, 913 examination resolution is discussed in executive session. Can I get a motion? Thank you, Mr. Wallace. Can I get a second? Thank you, Ms. Healy. Questions, comments, or concerns? All in favor? Motion carries. Can I also get a motion to table item M, which is authorize Riverhead School District to use an OGS contract with CCSI for district-wide security upgrades. Get a motion? Thank you, Ms. Healy. Getting a second. Thank you, Mr. Palmer. Questions, comments, or concerns? All in favor? Motion carries. Thank you. Moving on to item A, approval of repair reserve appropriation. Can I get a motion? Thank you, Mr. Wallace. Can I get a second? Thank you, Ms. Healy. Questions, comments, or concerns? All in favor? Motion carries. Thank you. Item B, acceptance of results of special district meeting, April 4th, 2023. Can I get a motion? Thank you, Mr. Palmer. Can I get a second? Thank you, Ms. Healy. Questions, comments, or concerns? All in favor? Motion carries. Thank you. Item C, appointment of vote workers for special district meeting. Can I get a motion? Thank you, Mr. Wallace. Can I get a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Palmer. Questions, comments, or concerns? All in favor? Motion carries. Item D, approval of pilot payments to Riverhead Free Library. Can I get a motion? Thank you, Mr. Wallace. Can I get a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Palmer. Questions, comments, or concerns? All in favor? Motion carries. Item E, approval of memorandum of agreement with RCFA member. Can I get a motion?
Motion.
Thank you, Mr. Palmer. Thank you, Ms. Healy, for the second. Questions, comments, or concerns? Seeing as none, all in favor? Motion carries. Thank you. Item F, approval of memorandum of agreement with RCFA. Can I get a motion? Thank you, Mr. Wallace. Can I get a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Palmer. Questions, comments, or concerns? All in favor? Motion carries. Thank you. Item G, approval of a side letter of agreement with RSTA. Can I get a motion?
Motion.
Thank you, Mr. Palmer. Can I get a second? Thank you, Ms. Healy. Questions or comments or concerns? All in favor? Motion carries. Thank you. Item H, approval of amendment to MOA with Suffolk County. Can I get a motion? Thank you, Mr. Wallace. Can I get a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Palmer. Questions, comments, concerns? All in favor? Motion carries. Item I, approval of contract with Just Kids Early Childhood Learning Center. Can I get a motion?
Motion.
Thank you, Mr. Wallace. Thank you for the second, Mr. Palmer. Questions, comments, concerns? All in favor? Motion carries. Item J, approve extensions of contracts to June 30th, 2024. Can I get a motion?
Motion.
Thank you, Mr. Palmer. Can I get a second? Thank you, Mr. Wallace. Questions, comments, concerns? All in favor? Motion carries. Thank you. Item K, authorize the Board of Education President to sign contracts for PPS for the upcoming school year. Can I get a motion? Thank you, Mr. Wallace. Can I get a second?
Second.
Thank you, Ms. Palmer. Questions, comments, or concerns? All in favor? Motion carries. Item L, reject bids for district-wide security upgrades. Can I get a motion? Thank you, Mr. Wallace. Can I get a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Palmer. Questions, comments, or concerns? All in favor? So carry. Item N, approval of Regents waiting. Can I get a motion? Thank you, Mr. Wallace. Can I get a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Palmer. Questions, comments, or concerns? All in favor? Motion carries. Thank you. Item O, amendment to appointment of impartial hearing officers. Sorry. Can I get a motion? Thank you, Mr. Wallace. Can I get a second? Thank you, Mr. Palmer. Questions, comments, or concerns? All in favor? Motion carries. Item P, approval of first reading of new and revised board policies. We have policies 1420, complaints about curricula for instructional materials, 4315.1, aids instructions, 4327, homebound instruction, 4340, adult education programs, 5710, school safety and educational climate reporting, and 8130, school safety plans and teams. Can I get a motion?
Motion.
Thank you, Ms. Palmer. Can I get a second? Thank you, Mr. Wallace. Questions, comments, concerns?
Yeah, you didn't see it on the other page, but we also have 115, student harassment. It's C all the way on the bottom, so just, that's in there too.
Sorry about that. Thank you so
Okay,
much.
it's got hidden.
All in favor? Motion carries. Thank you. Item Q, approval of EBLAR. Can I get a motion?
Motion.
Thank you, Mrs. Palmer. Can I get a second?
Second.
Thank you, Ms. Healy. All in favor? Motion carries. Item R, authorize the approval of disposal of surplus equipment. Can I get a motion? Thank you, Mr. Wallace. Can I get a second?
Second.
Thank you, Ms. Healy. Questions, comments, or concerns? All in favor? Motion carries. Item S, acceptance of donations. The Riverhead Central School District accepts a donation of 150 backpacks with school supplies for the students attending the summer ELL program from the Jewish Center of the Hamptons Religious School in East Hampton. Thank you very much. Can I get a motion? Thank you, Mr. Wallace. Thank you for the second, Mr. Palmer. Questions, comments, concerns?
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. All in favor? Motion carries. Item T, to elect Colin Palmer as Vice President of the Board of Education for the remainder of the 2022-23 school year. Can I get a motion? Thank you, Mr. Wallace. Can I get a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Ms. Healy. Questions, comments, and concerns? All in favor? Motion carries.
Sure, yeah, let's get it out of the way.
Do it over here.
I've only ever seen it over there before. Okay, perfect.
Also, moving right along, congratulations. Item U, 913 examination resolution is discussed in executive session. Can I get a motion?
Motion.
Thank you, Mr. Palmer. Can I get a second? Thank you, Mr. Wallace. Questions, comments, or concerns? All in favor? Motion carries. Now we're going to move on to reports from board members.
I think I'm gonna wait till
We got to
Kevin's tired.
Table them until
table.
the next
Okay, we can
meeting.
do that. Board member remarks. I do have one, if I can. All right. I just want to say, for my family, it was a rough week. My mom passed last week, and I just want to say from between the board, the district, and the community, being there for my family was just, and myself was amazing. The amount of love and support that was just truly amazing. It just, strengthens the whole fact that Riverhead truly is a family, and I just want to say thank you from myself and my entire family and my extended family. So, thank you very much.
So I was informed that the girls' softball team made the playoffs. I think it's the first time in the history of that, so congratulations to them.
CFA?
It's been a long night, and I think everybody's probably anxious to go home, so I'll only take 7 or 8, maybe 20 minutes. No, I'm just going to keep it really short. We're asking the community to support our students by supporting the proposed spending plan for the 2020, I'm sorry, it's been so long I can't even articulate. We're asking the community to support our students by passing the budget. That was much easier. Thank you. Have a nice evening.
Thank you very much. Been nothing from Raw. Okay. So now we will open the floor up for public comments. Seeing there is none, can I get a motion for adjournment? Thank you, Mr. Wallace. Can I get a second? Thank you, Ms. Healy. All in favor? Thank you very much. We'll see you guys in a couple weeks. I promise it'll be a lot shorter.
Please help support the Riverhead Central School District YouTube channel by subscribing. If you are not already subscribed to this channel, please be sure to push that subscribe button and click the bell to receive notifications. Thank you.